Hey everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 14. I'm doing something different for once, so look at this. We're gonna check out the picks.txt first here. So this is gonna be between Coercion and Majiir. Oh, I hiccuped. No, I burped actually. Wait, what's the difference? I can't even remember. Anyway, Coercion's gonna pick Galzi and Majiir takes Conef. He's gonna ban the Boneyard and Coercion bans Kartoba. And one thing you've got to know about Majiir is that he's a very aggressive player. He likes to get up in your face in the beginning. So it's actually a little surprising to see Boneyard taken away, but I think that Kartoba was a good ban. Firebase is going to be game 1, and the Majiir takes Torrent and Shallows. Yeah, these are both very, very different maps that I wouldn't have expected from him. They're much more defensive, right? I mean, Torrent is huge, Shallows is just difficult to attack on. And then Canyon Outpost will be picked for game 4. And then Tight End Passage for Game 5, Majiir seems to really like that, so it's going to reserve it for the ace match. Let's get in game here and see how this series progresses. I can load this replay up real quick. I like how when I switch to the DOK thing, the chat just like explodes. Anyway. KVG, fun matchup. By the way, you might hear some screaming in the background, but just pretend it's the audience cheering for somebody. Sandskimmer Fab immediately before he even allocates his Sandskimmer or his salvagers. Yeah, man, this is old school. I love it. I love it. I mean, that's the thing about Majiir is he just plays like it's vanilla. He doesn't even care, and man, he makes it look good too. So it's fun to see. Of course, we're here. Yeah, my followers worshiping me. Yes, definitely. Of course, we're gonna start here with the 4 salvagers on CUs, and then he's gonna build 2 RU guys. Sandstorm Fab comes after him as well, but he's gonna keep the base runner. Drops the scanner in a very interesting location. This is very defensive. You can see Majiir going on the ninja angle. You love to see it. You love to see it. Majiir is gonna make a couple of RU miners finally. And I think he's already got an idol. Is this like not an eco rally point? It isn't. Oh, he's being betrayed by the mechanics of the game. Okay, there we go. He's gonna sort that out eventually, but that will cost him a little bit of time. The thing is, eventually you have to look to a tech, but Majiir has been running this style where he goes with only Sandskimmers very, very long actually, and he delays his tech quite a lot, and it's catching people off guard. He's winning games like that, and not just against like no names, but I mean, he took a game off of A game in the group stage this way, right? So. By the way, we played a bunch of series together, and we played a couple of games on Firebase Crew where he beat me using this kind of strategy. Yeah, you should. This is a style that I think has to be played in a very particular way, but Majiir is good at doing it, and he makes it work. Look at the Sandskimmers. He's actually hitting the PC first, but yeah, he does want to focus the Sandskimmers of his opponent. He will get those. But oh my god, if he just kills the PC, I think the game's actually already over, which is insane. But no, he gets another Sandskimmer, I think. Gonna take out the Salvager here. Coercion will keep his PC alive. Power 1 gets teched, he kind of has to do that. Get a bit more defense for his carrier here. Base Runner picks up an artifact now. He's gonna start carting this out. But if Majiir just sends like 2 or 3 Sandskimmers over there, he can stop this. So that shouldn't be a big threat. Coercion with a couple Sandskimmers of his own, he wants to make a counterattack, but there's no long distance miners here, so what can he really do? This is actually pretty forlorn. Like, Majiir doesn't even have to power up his weapons if he doesn't want to. Looks like he will, of course, but this is not, this is not going to go anywhere. But actually, the Sandskimmers survive. Very nice, very nice. Looks like he's going to allow this extraction to go through, which I definitely don't agree with. He could definitely stop this if he wanted to. That would be good to do. Yeah, down goes the Sandskimmers. And again, focus seems to be this PC. I mean, if you can kill it, that's good. And by the way, you don't really need more range here. I would definitely power up the weapon systems more. PC's getting low, it's down at half. Oh gosh, he might be able to do this. Again, look, he focuses the Sandskimmer first. This is very, very good technique by Majiir. I think when you're doing a dive under the carrier and you know that you're in danger like that, the temptation is just to like focus the PC, don't worry about anything else, but you do need to kill the sand skimmers. That's actually that's the proper technique here. He kills the PC, he's even gonna trade another sand skimmer on the way out. And, you know, Coercer's building another one, but like he's gonna fall so far behind the tech now. And Railgun Fab is coming out from Majiir, like he's not interested in going back to eco, he wants to kill you right now. You know, so that's not good. That's not good. Coercer though does have his tech done. That's gonna be helpful. Honestly, this sounds funny, but I think right now he should be taking EMP rounds or something. Because he's gotta make something miraculous happen if you're this far behind. Never a position you really want to be in. By the way, base for heal would be big here. Yeah, he's built another PC by now though. The thing is, like, when you're building a PC, because you have to, I mean, it's a terrible situation. It's not like you want to be there, but you do have the luxury of picking up some kind of tech if you want to. Looks like it's going to be ref mode. And to his credit, Coercer now going to extract this next artifact. That brings the scoreline to 2-0. Not going to be close to a victory that way, but he will be able to get a lot more carrier power, which can be impactful if he gets dove again. So yeah, now that carrier pretty powered up actually. Ref mode finishes. And Coercer's building a base runner. Cancel this, man. That's useless. You can't be making base runners right now. Oh no. And he's got so many salvagers too. Ah! You gotta build army, man. You're gonna die. Your opponent wants to kill you. Missile ship Fab. Ah! What are you doing? Oh no. This is not it. This is not it. Oh no. The scanner will go down. Another scanner deployed. I mean, actually, if you're Majiir, that should tell you, like, my god, why are you building a base runner, you know? But by the way, railguns at close range actually have less accuracy than at medium range, so you can see it's gonna take him forever to hit this thing. Okay, this is just embarrassing, guys. Get it together. Well, for what it's worth, Missile Ship Fab is done. That's why you built two, yeah? One for each of you. This guard order is a little bit awkward. You really want to have him up here and maybe even hold ground. But yeah, base runner doesn't really do too much. This is why I was a little bit upset. Wait, he made two! Ah! What are you doing, man? You can't do this. You can't do this. Not even Rompa Frolic would build so many base runners. Oh gosh, that's terrible. Now it's 3 heavy railguns up on this high ground. Majiir's even teching railgun armor. Good tech. In fact, if you can get away with it, the best thing to have here is probably like range calibration. But look at him, you know, full mining over here. He's got both the CUs and RU long distance miners. You love to see it. And a second PC on the queue for him as well. But because all these CUs went into making base runners instead of another PC, you can see the sand skimmers are just gonna kill a heavy railgun off there. And these things are expensive as heck. You know, you gotta understand, especially in Jaraci. So that's not good. That's not good. Another railgun goes down. Well, does it? Oh my gosh, it gets away with 4 HP. Oh, okay. He's gonna redive here to kill off this railgun. You kind of got to do that. I mean, it's so low. But... And now, unfortunately, this dune here is actually very uncomfortable for Majiir. But I like the direction he's moving. He's trying to get over to that side. Because if you can get behind your opponent, then you make him retreat this way, and there's nothing out here. So... It looks a little funny, but actually, yeah, you do want to get to this position. This is a very good place to be. This is kind of something specific to Firebase, but... We have a couple of assault railguns built up here, but it's going to be difficult to make... What are these guys spinning for? It's going to be difficult to make these assault railguns work, because there's already heavies on the field. They can't really use their range advantage, and in that case, even skims can fight them, so... very, very difficult. A little bit of a trade going to be taken here. You can see, actually the heavy railgun's starting to impact this fight as well. But the Sandstorms go down over there. And he is hitting the carrier only with one of these. It'd be good to target both of them onto that if you can keep vision of it. It's more screaming from the living room. These guys are just getting really invested in this game, man. I mean, to be fair. It's getting tense for Coercer. This is not how you like to see it. Down goes another assault railgun and the army is just completely gone. But he's built another base runner. For why? Yeah, let me just hammer it home if I haven't made it clear yet. When you're being killed, don't build base runners. That doesn't do anything. Okay, you're gonna try and push off these railguns here. And yeah, because the carrier got 2 extracts, it actually does have quite a lot of power, so... You can see, it's actually going to start getting some kills, but the problem is once it moves out, this is what Majiir does. He moves over to this side, he starts just owning the PC and the salvagers. So yeah, he got all the heavy railguns actually on this side, but it's just not really worth anything in the end. Yeah, exactly. Look, even the base runner died. Yeah, don't build base runners when you're getting killed. That's not the thing. That's not the thing. You can see carrier gonna start waddling its way back over here, but it's gonna take a long time. And Coercer sees the writing on the wall. He's gonna GG out. Majiir takes game 1. We'll move on to game 2. That's going to be on Torrent Crater, of course. As I pause to have a sip of my drink. And again, for Majiir, Sandskim or Fab get a start before the freaking base runner is finished coming out of the carrier. But this time he's going to hold on to it. Yeah, if you didn't know, this thing can build some dangerous units as well. Houston don't like Torrent Crater, I'll tell you what. I think it's definitely a different kind of map, but it's a surprising one to see Majiir take for his playstyle of being very aggressive, and you can see this is not something he's doing because he's got a different game plan in mind. He's going aggressive as well. He's moving out here with this base runner. He's gonna be building blast drones. Yeah, there's one on the queue, so. But he wants Torrent Crater. It's very interesting. We'll see what Coercer's game plan is. He's got the money for F mode now. But actually gonna build. Oh my gosh, he's gonna go 8-up. Ooh. I don't think he can get away with this as Galzian. This is very, very greedy. But see, that might be a response to the map, right? Say, look, it's Torrent Crater. My opponent's not gonna rush me. Yeah. So you just like the shape of it? Well, you know, to be fair, it's very nice looking. He builds another BR, but he retired one already. No, fortunately no such nonsense here. Yeah, when you're in the GVG matchup, I believe that you can get away with ref mode first, but you have to play it very tight. You know, and opponents like Majiir will sort of ask you to prove that. They'll be like, hey, you're gonna go ref mode first, listen, I'm gonna try to kill you, so you better show that you know how to do the build right. And unfortunately, I hate to admit it, but this is not the right way to do the build. Very, very greedy here. So I think that Majiir is about to show us why you can't go 8-up on GVG like this. The idea, right, is that, like, Sandskewers can't often do too much on their own. I call it, like, a dry rush when you come in with no tech like this. But the blast drone changes things. If it can get up there and get a hit on the salvagers, it's not going to kill them, but it'll take them all down to half or something, right? And then you show up with the Sandskewers, you're like, ooh, low health bars, right? You just kill them all, so... You know, you can end up getting an eco-wipe with no tech. And this is why you can't go 8-up like that. It's far too greedy. When I do ref mode, I do it with 5 salvagers, not even 6. Here comes the blast drone. Yeah, he hits on a very good position here. A little bit awkward, Majiir didn't finish off this low one, but yeah, he will kill off all of the salvagers over here. This is looking brutal. Yeah, carrier block was actually pretty good for Coercion here, although he didn't exactly maneuver to make it happen, but you know, it's just something that Galcian players have to be aware of. But still, 4 salvagers picked off the main. I mean, that's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. And now Majiir can just kind of back away. And look, he can build more blast drones. It's like, it's not like you can't even go back in here. Yeah. That's the danger, right? That's the danger of going too greedy when you're on a ref mode build. Like I said, players like Majiir are going to ask you to prove that you can defend it, you know? So... Well, unfortunately, in this case, Coercion could not. And I'm acting as though the game is over already, because it pretty much is. This is a very bad situation to be in. Majiir, though, still needs to build more, or like get a tech or something to end the game here. I mean, I imagine a player like A-Game or Descara would just surrender if they were in Coercion's position. I'm not even kidding, but Sanskrit rating teching, actually, that's very odd. I would definitely have expected Majiir to go for like Railgun Fab here instead. Especially because he's pop blocked, but... Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go for the redive. Thing is, this carrier actually is doing quite a lot of damage to him, so... Yeah, Majiir is going to start trying to clean out the rest of the base here. He's going to force them off of that 2-base location. Artifact extracts as well. I mean, that's just nice to have. Would be good to allocate a bit of power here. You might even be able to missile off these Sandskimmers here, but... Looks like he's busy microing on the other end. Actually, Coercer has the money for Honor Guard Fab, which is crazy to me, but... I don't know how that's even possible. But you're right, I mean, that is good play, I will say. This is great for Coercer. He actually killed off a Salvager there. Probably if they're standing still like this. Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, look at that, he actually managed to get them out of danger. Not out of danger entirely, I guess I'd say, but they survive, and he built a base footer! Ah! Why would you do this? No, man. That's not the thing. Majiir making some assault rails, by the way. I think heavies are probably just the play here and you just end the game, but... Here comes the blast run. Bomb. And again, it doesn't kill the salvagers, but it hurts them all. Actually, you know what? The base runner with its heal is actually pulling some weight here, surprisingly. It almost looks like a good choice because of the blast drone here. Which is hilarious to me. But more salvagers getting wiped, and Majiir is just gonna keep doing this. He doesn't have any reason to leave. You know, until you make him leave, he's just not going to. Smoke can be used here to maybe keep the space from alive to the extraction zone, but it's looking a little bit dubious. And the Sandskimmer should be able to clean up the artifact then. Yeah, Majiir making heavy railguns now. Base runner does end up going down. Keeps doing it for 23 minutes. Yeah, he wants to win on time, right? And ref mode. Oh, is he gonna do the thing? Is he gonna mine off his opponent's second? Oh, I love it. That's not even the third. That's the second base. All right. I love it. I love it. I mean, it's completely unnecessary, but it's funny. Let's see what's going on down here. Yeah, he's still looking for, like, long-distance miners, which is good. I mean, Coercer correctly recognizes these Sandskimmers can't really do anything at the home front, so instead he's using them down there. It's just that the game state is really hopeless here, right? It's really hopeless here, so it kind of doesn't matter what he does. Base runner getting hit now. Huge threat, yeah. You gotta kill this thing first. Actually, if it uses its heal, well, it's dead now. But it can like out DPS a railgun by healing. You know, you can just survive through it. BR heal does like an immense amount of healing. It's very surprising. It's very surprising. I like it, you know. Yeah, but it's just definitely not the play. 2 heavy railguns done now, by the way. I do like systems too. That's a good tech. It's worth noting, by the way, that base runners even have an RU cost. So using them like this, just to build them when you're under attack like that, you know, it's even taking away your RUs, which are so important for getting the carrier powered upgrades, for getting railguns out. Yeah, it's really not sustainable. Looks like Majiir's actually making another PC, so I think he's not going to mine off his opponent's second, which is sad. That's the Sigma move. But right now, you can see these Sandskimmers heading back home. I think he's saying like, yeah, you know, I don't even need them here anymore. And he's right. I mean, look, he's got 2 assault railguns if he needs. If he needs defense against skims, he's got it just with the heavies and the assaults alone. He can even tech EMP if he wants it. EMP, of course, giving heavy railguns a very good defense against the Sandskimmers. And this carrier is getting low as heck. Another base runner pops, you know, whatever. Well, you can use the heal though, and this will help the carrier just stay alive. But you can see here, this many railguns, it's not going to match the DPS. Powers up the healing to full, but it's just not going to be enough. And the heavy railgun is going to get the kill here. Rogal, that's interesting. And Majiir will take the series to 2-0. I can smell the 3-0. It's only a little further. Gotta milk the Majiir jokes for all that I can. It's gonna be the Shallows, this potentially last map of the series. R.I.P. Benny Halvey. Who is Benny Halvey? Ah, who cares? Here we are on the Shallows. This time though, changing things up a bit. You can see he's building 6 salvagers here. He's allocated 1 onto RUs first. This might even be ref mode, but I'd be a little bit surprised. It doesn't really seem like Majiir's gameplay. Or his style, I should say. By the way, when you have everything at home here, I really love powering up the missiles just to charge one up and then moving to mobility support. But it doesn't matter too much. I like the distribution though. See, he's got 1 on RUs because he knows he doesn't really need more. And here's the moment we'll find out. Is it going to be Sandskimmer Fab? Doesn't look like it. Oh no, he came back. Oh. I actually liked that distribution. I think he's going for ref mode here, so... Yeah. I think actually it's good to have this salvager here go out and mine CUs instead. And it'll get like 1 drop off before ref mode finishes, so you know, you do sacrifice a lot of RUs for it, but I don't think you really need them in the early game. No ag maim exploit here, yeah. Facts, man. Logic and facts. Oh, this ain't gonna be 2 base. Ah, I think I see the idea here. Majiir's going old school, man. Alright, it's triple base runner. He's not retiring the PC, he's not gonna be that crazy with it, but... This is something we used to do on old Shallows all the time, but like, on new Shallows, I bet it still works. Probably not as well, but... I like this. I can't contain my excitement. I'm like a little child on Christmas. A little bit of eco inefficiency, but whatever. He wants to move the carry as fast as he can. I actually think that's pretty justified. Base runner comes under fire in mid, though. It'd be good to build a couple BDs. He does have the eco behind it, which is not how you used to play this back in the vanilla days. I wanna smoke this guy now. Oh gosh. He's really waiting till the last minute here. There's the smoke. Here comes the carrier, though. If you move this other base runner up on top of it, you can smoke it again. Shepherd Spy is good. I always want more shepherds. Uh-oh, this Space Runner here is kind of out in the boonies. Ah! 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 You gotta smoke? Okay, yeah, he's gonna smoke there. Keeps this guy alive just barely. I mean, this kind of thing, admittedly, it's harder to do in Jaraci because the base runners are a lot less tanky, so... Yeah, I think you definitely do need blast drones here. And look at Coercer, he's making the good move here. He's moving up onto the base. Sandstormer Fab finished though, so Majiir is gonna have some defense there. This guy has smoke available again, so he might be able to survive. I do, and I love it, frankly. I mean, look, when you're ahead this far in a series, try to something funny. You know, why not? I mean, like, what's the risk, really? Oh, the double smoke! Yeah, unfortunately it does have a decent cooldown though, so it's gonna be very difficult to make this work. You planned for it in the map picks, okay. I like that too. I like that too. A man, a plan, a canal, panel. Gotta get these guys out of here though. And unfortunately they are gonna go down. Skadoosh. Yeah. But I like the way that Coercer is playing this, you know? He's staying active on the map, he's getting rid of the base runners, and now he's actually counterattacking onto his opponent's bases. And that's, you know, that's exactly right. The only thing he could use was ref mode, but look, he's got a teching. So he's gonna kind of dismantle the attack here, and he's gonna force his opponent to go defensive. Yeah, this is good play by Coercer. This is exactly what he wants to do. It's exactly what he wants to do. And look, he's trading really well with these skims as well. Gonna end up finally losing one here. He wants to hit the Salvager, but he's never gonna get a kill there, of course. But it doesn't really matter. Like, look, ref mode is done. He'll be on 2 base as well. And we should move into a pretty even game state, except that he's got Railgun Fab. His opponent has the Assault Chips. And actually, on Shallows, I think that's really good. And he has the 2 PC. Oh, I take it back. In that case, I'd say Coercer is actually pretty significantly ahead here. Well played, well played. That's the best opener he's had so far, that's for sure. I mean, I guess that's not saying much. The other 2 games he kind of had lost by 4 minutes, but... Well, look, now it's 5.5 minutes in, and he's winning. So... 2 PC, man, this is 4 PC. Look at this. Majiir's building one too. Yeah, I wonder what this would look like with Majiir getting, like, blast drones at the same time. By the way, this is very good trading for Majiir, because, again, he got Armor 1. Excellent tech. I'm always telling people that they should get Armor 1 anytime they tank Assault Chips. That's why. See, it's very cheap, and it really turns things. It just takes so long for those Sandskimmers to kill it. It'd be like that without Armor 1, but just a little bit easier to kill. And when your armor is close to the amount of damage that the enemy does per shot, the DPS reduction for getting the armor tech starts to become huge, like really huge, so... And for Coercer, it's going to be Assault Railguns. I love that too. It's just a great unit in general. It would be great to see him move up onto 3 base as well. He could start moving towards that with this PC. I think his opponent has already got eyes on it. But if he can be aggressive on the field right now, I think he definitely has the winning tech. It does have to be executed well though, because, you know, Assault Chips can jump onto Assault Railguns, but Skimmer's superiority is a big deal. He's got 7 of them here, and his opponent's only got 2. That can definitely play a big role in the fight. And now it's heavy railguns building, which are even easier to use. And for once, I don't mind the base runner, although in this case it does need to make itself a little bit scarce. And it should know, the scanner sees everything. Soldier picks off a Sand Skimmer. That's always nice for Majiir. Here comes the fight, but I think he's too close. This is where assault ships like to be. Their DPS is going to be much higher than the assault railgun if they're in range. Kills off one. He's going to kill off a second here now, so it's 2 for 1 so far. And these units have pretty comparable costs, so that's definitely good trading. Heavy railguns in tow now, though. And of course, that also facilitates the Sand Skimmer, so Coercer's going to jump on this. Can't quite get any kills, though. He only loses 1 Sand Skimmer for the attempt, though. I think that's probably worth it for the try. But, you know, Majiir's 3 base, so Coercer does need to make something happen here. Again, it'd be great if you move this PC here at least, because, you know, then if you build salvagers, you're already in position to take that 3 base. Oh, wait, really? Oh, it's true. Well, I guess I didn't notice that, but... This is a good trade for the railgun player, though. He's gonna lose one of the assaults finally, but heavy railgun is still hitting these assault ships here, and eventually the Sand Skimmers are gonna change target to it. Yeah, there you go, and they're gonna kill that immediately. Sunder lands on this one, it goes down too. Assault railgun does fall, but I think you're gonna be fine with this as Majiir. Oh, what the... Or sorry, as Coercer, but actually he lets the heavy railgun die. And that's gonna make things much more difficult for the Sand Skimmers, because now they can't really fight the assault ships, not until they get more support. But there are more heavy rails on the field, there's one here. Rail Armor 2 finishing, by the way. That's great. Rail Armor 2 is very, very good. Not to mention the HP increase that it gives to the Assault Railgun, but just being able to be a little bit more survivable against the Sand Skimmers. That's a big component of this fight. Well worth the money, I would say. Assault Ship gonna pop out here, but this is in a little bit of danger. With the 2 Assault Railguns here, I don't believe he can fight back, although he does have a bit of high ground. Yeah, he is going to fall. Skim's gonna try to capitalize too then, but on the run-up, they're gonna take a lot of damage. I think Majiir is wise to back away as he does here. Carrier now, starting to come under fire. At this point, I think it'd be really good to power up the missile system for Majiir, just try and get some pot shots in, but looks like he's gonna keep it on mobility. This carrier's taking a lot of damage though. It's down to like 3/4 already. And the assault ships though, they are gonna jump onto the railgun, they kill it immediately. Again, that's a big deal because it means no Sunder. Sand Skimmers are gonna fall also, but the 3rd base has to be evacuated. Majiir actually has railgun tech, he's building a heavy out there, but that's gonna be a bit mispositioned. Still though, kills the railguns on this flank, which is great. Now he's gonna come over. And this railgun, no fear, he's actually gonna kill an assault though. The thing is, assault railguns have much better DPS than heavy railguns when they're up close, and, you know, when they're not fighting armored targets, but heavy railguns are not armored. So you can't win that fight at close range. The assault falls as well in the end to the Sand Skimmers here. It's turning into a very scrappy fight though, a couple of assault railguns built for Majiir as well. They're going to try and push his opponent off of this area of the map. But he's losing a lot of skims as he goes up onto the run-up here. He's going to kill a heavy railgun though, just barely. Now it starts to get complicated. That's a lot of assaults, but he's got a heavy as well, and I think that's actually the more important component of this fight. Needs to be careful about the carrier block here. Like, right now, he still is not able to shoot. I think he's in range of this heavy railgun, but... Oh, and you've really got to micro this as well, but it looks like Coercer hasn't gotten it either. He's hitting still an assault railgun. Oh, and he comes up too close, the assaults are even going to get a shot off to kill that thing. Skim's gonna jump on the assaults though, and they do a lot of damage at this range, but the carrier is here to defend. The Sand Skimmers are gonna be repelled. It looks like Majiir is holding on pretty nicely here, actually. And again, he's on, well, actually, he's not on 3 base now, but yeah, he's going back up onto it. Coercer didn't expand while he was attacking here, so he's still on 2. He did get that artifact out, but other than that, the gains for this attack have been pretty minimal, actually. Armor 2 and availability for Majiir, I would really tech this if I were him. But it looks like he's phased assault ships out of the game plan entirely. I would actually build like 2 or 3 and send them over here to go on a backstabbing mission. Right now, it looks like he has ideas to stop the extraction. And that would be good to do. Gonna bring the skims over to do that. Second base runner build, by the way. He's really going hard on these artifacts, but he might not be able to extract that one. I think the sun's gonna get away, though. Also, base runner heal can be used if it gets low. There's a lot of assault railguns for Majiir, though. You can see they're gonna one-shot this guy. When Sandskimmers jump on top of assaults, though, they do trade decently well, but I think the numbers still just don't agree. It's 6 on 6. Well, the assault railguns are spinning. they're having trouble getting any shots off, which is kind of what you expect to see. Heavy railgun gonna fall on this side of the Sandskimmers, which is again a pretty big cost swing. These things ain't cheap, you know, especially in Jaraci. Well, is it gonna die though? Yeah, it will, just barely. And this base runner is actually still alive. It might extract and bring the score to 3-0, which would be a big deal. Majiir actually had the money to go for honor guards here, like he might have tried for it, but he does have rail armor too, which I love. You can get to a point, I think, in this kind of mid-game fight, or like mid-tier unit fight, where if your opponent doesn't tech the damage upgrades, his skims just can't do anything anymore. Which Coercer is teching. But yeah, you can see the railgun's really gonna be pretty resilient here after they get their rail armor 3 tech, which is on the way. Coercer has it already, to be fair. And also, if it comes into a railgun fight between the heavies, that actually makes a big difference, because having rail armor 3 makes you take an extra shot to kill, which is sometimes going to be a huge difference in these fights. Base runner falls. But it had already gotten its extract out, so I think Coercer is fine with this. Another PC being built by him, though. We have a flank onto this base, but the assault rails should be able to clean this up just fine. Salvager's actually not even getting hit here. He's going for the PC instead, but he's not going to get it, so that damage would just be temporary. PCs are temporary. The Salvagers are eternal. Huh? And it's a lot of skims for Majiir, by the way. A lot of skims. It looks like it's going to be Interceptor Fab here, so he is going to use that Assault Chip tech, but not in the way I expected. Bit of fighting gonna go down on this side as well, but Majiir is definitely taking the edge on these trades. I think at this point his army is just so good, and it's very big too. But the composition of it is very hard to beat. I think Coercer needs honor guards. That is what he's building. So the problem is that interceptors will come out, and after that tech switch, things might look a little bit dangerous. In fact, it could even be bomber fab here if he predicts that cruisers are the next logical choice. A little bit of a run by the way. And this is dangerous, you know, because like when the skims get back into the back line here, you're building heavy railguns from this position, it feels really bad. They do have armor 3, which is going to make them a little bit harder to kill, but I mean, you know, harder to kill, that doesn't matter if there's no defense at all. So yeah, heavy railgun gonna fall on that side. Majiir doesn't have any damage ups, but you know, it didn't seem like he needed them there. Assault Rail's gonna actually hit the heavies over here, which is not what you want to see. Like, the heavy railgun should be a counter, but if they get jumped on... This is the thing about Assault Railguns, it feels like they counter everything, and everything counters them. It all depends on the execution. PC now taking a heinous amount of damage. You can see the burst of these Assault Railguns is huge. Kills that one off. Heavies for Majiir getting jumped on, though, but it looks like the skims are gonna jump over to try to support them. 2 PCs have fallen, that's huge, but here's the Honor Guard. That will change the calculus of this fight, but so much infrastructure damage has been done already. No, the Assault Railgun's actually jumping up on the Honor Guard. They're just gonna kill it here. Maybe, but they get carrier blocked. Oh gosh, that's too much stress for me to handle. No, that Honor Guard is gonna go down. Gosh. And now the Assault Railguns look for their final PC kill, and if they can get this, that would just be the nail in the coffin. And this is the ace match, or no, not the ace match, but the match point. Down goes the PC. And with that, I feel Coercer just doesn't have anything left. It's all falling apart here in Game 3. He's got a lot of RUs. Actually, if he loses the Salvagers, he doesn't even have the money to build another one, so... But I mean, you know, he will lose all of them. It's like, what can you do? You just got all these Sense Coercers just piling in on you here. You can, like, pull a retire on these guys to get some of the money back. Yeah, although Interceptors actually really do negligible damage to carriers in Jaraci. You can see they're doing actually 1 damage per hit. That's pretty bad. So, that won't really be a concern. Yeah, the Sandscarers do as much damage as the Interceptors. If that gives you an idea. But yes, Bombers can do good damage. He does have more power, so it looks like he's gonna try and jump up on his opponent here and go for the Hail Mary. I respect it. I respect it. Never surrender. But yeah, this is a foregone conclusion here. These heavy railguns are just gonna have their way with him. Down goes the carrier, and down goes Coercer's hopes in the group stage. It is going to be Majiir jumping up to the semi-finals. A well-played series to him. I love the attempt going for like that vanilla-style base burner play on Shallows here in the last map. It didn't work at all, but well, it ended up resulting in definitely the best game of the series so far. Yeah, GG's to both players. That's true, yeah, he faces Houston next, so that's pretty fun. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe it'll be that. Thanks for watching.